Hello there. Who are the different users in Unix operating system? Which of them is a special kind or a super user? How to add users in the Unix operating system, especially through a command line? So what commands are used to add these users? All your answers coming up in this video, so stay tuned. Namaskar, I am Vishal Hemant Bafna and you are watching Engineering Made Easy. So, there are three types of users in Unix operating system. The first one is root user. It is a super user of the system, having all the authority. It has the unrestricted access to the system. By unrestricted access, I mean it can read, modify, write, access files or directories, or even can execute any application. It is also special kind of user in the system. Now, unlike in schools and colleges, we all have a unique identity card so that we can be uniquely identified. Similarly, users in operating system have IDs, that is unique numbers through which they are identified easily. The user ID of this root user is 0. Now, many of you having used Linux or Unix operating system must be familiar with root directory. Directory is nothing but a folder. Now, please keep in mind, the root directory and root user are different concepts. Though root directory can be accessed by only root users, except this, nothing connects these concepts. Root user can also do a variety of tasks. It can add user, add group, manage those groups, assign group policies, manage accounts, remove users or groups, mount unmount devices or files, etc. It can also grant or revoke the access rights of the users. Now, what are access rights or access permissions? For that, I have already made a separate video. If you have not seen that, I'll put a link in the description below. You do watch that video. The installation and uninstallation of any application can also be done by the root user. The programs can be installed or uninstalled by only root user. Now, in any operating system, there are various tasks which are performed in sequence order or chronological order, which is also decided by the system. But sometimes there is a need to change this sequence externally by the user, that is by us. Each task has some priority, and by changing the priority we can change the sequence of the task. Thus, the root has also the ability to change the priority of the processes, that is tasks, in the system using different commands. Now, this commands to change the priority is completely different and very interesting topic, which I'll definitely cover in my future videos. So, what all this means is the root user can perform tasks which are not possible by the normal users. In all, this user is the king, the star user of the system. The next type of user is system user. In Unix operating system, the tasks which are also called as processes of the system are also considered users. These are system created users. It is used for specific operation of the system. These users are not responsible for performing any other task. Once a task is finished, they exit the system. User ID of these users are in between 1 to 100. So any user between this range is a system user. As these are already created by the system users are working in the background side. We cannot change any of their settings, otherwise it might affect system performance. If you wish to see the current running system users, you will find them in etc/passwd file. Now this file is nothing but a text file. It gets updated by the system every single time. The contents inside this file are very interesting to read, for which I'll make a separate video. Some example names of these users are like daemon, bin, games, man, ip, mails, news, proxy, backup, list, etc. So very common names you can see. By these, they are actually the names of the users in the Unix operating system. The third type of user is a normal user, or you can say a user account, which is like you and I. These are the normal accounts who can access the system just like you and I. They may have limited access or unrestricted access to the system resources, but this totally depends on the root user. Root user is the one who decides what access rights are to be given to individual users. The user account can be added by useradd command, and the user account can be removed using userdel command. These commands are run by only the root user. The commands have following syntax: useradd login name. You can provide any login name, and this will add a new user account with default settings. And secondly, userdel, which is used to delete or remove the account. So to give you the summary of this video, there are three types of users in Unix operating system. First, root user, the king. The super user, special kind, has unrestricted access to the system, having user ID 0, has ability to add users, groups, give permissions, change priority of the processes, and so on and so forth. Second, system users, used for specific operations. They work in background and have user ID between 1 to 100. And third, user accounts. The normal users, just like you and I, have limited access or unrestricted access, which might be completely dependent on the root user. And lastly, we saw two commands: useradd to add a user and userdel to delete the user. So if you have any questions regarding this topic, let me know in the comment section below. In next video, I'll be covering two very important and my favorite commands, su and sudo, which are completely related to super user. That is the root user, the king, the super user. Now, again, we'll move to a practical session in the next video. So if you don't want to miss the next exciting video, consider subscribing. Till then, keep learning by doing, keep learning, keep growing. See you in the next video. Bye bye and take care.